Hi, this is Ashar Alam. I'm the author of the book on digital marketing. I've been marketing on the internet for 11 years. I've helped many companies grow their businesses, mainly through the promotion of live events, as well as the promotion of products online, product launches, email autoresponders, sequences, promotions, a bunch of different things. Just recently, in the last 12 months, I took a startup from a total of $35,000 in sales to about 9.8 million in less than a year. And the primary avenue that I did that with was through Facebook. Today's topic is time is money. So what is the beauty of marketing is that, and the beauty especially of internet marketing is that you can set up systems, you can set up ads, you can set up processes, and you can market yourself and market your business and services through the web automatically. It's as if a robot is on the street corner pitching and promoting your stuff. So Marina, let's get started.
Wow, this is so exciting. I have in front of me your book.
Hmm.
More money, more clients, more freedom. Let's go and get them. I know we have tons of questions for you, but I won't ask any questions first. You will
Okay,
carry on sharing with us your
sure,
craft.
definitely.
And I'm very, very grateful, Asha. I can't tell you how much need is for you to be present here and share with us your discoveries. So ready to ride.
Okay, perfect. So whenever I bring on a client, or even before I bring on the client, and I speak with them in our initial conversations, I always want to know what problem are they solving for their prospects and their clients. If a business is not crystal clear on what problem that they're solving for their clients, then basically they're in a bit of trouble, because if they're not clear on what problem they're solving, then we as marketers, or myself as a marketer, I cannot communicate that information to their prospects to show them that the business is helping them. So that is the first thing that everyone who's listening to the call needs to be super duper clear on, that what is the problem you're solving. Because if there's a problem to be solved, then there's a market for your product and service, and there's a value exchange. So they're going to give you money for you to solve their problems, right? But if you're not solving a problem, if you're just in love with your business but really not sure how it's helping people, then it's going to be a lot harder to grow and even get a solid start in your business. So you have to be crystal clear on that. Now, once you're clear on what problem you're solving, then you know that there's a market for your products and services, right? So once you know that you're 100% sure you're solving a problem, then you know there's a market for your problems and for your products and services. Now, you first thing you want to determine is, how big is that market? How big is the pie that you're going after? Is it a $1 trillion pie? Is it a $1 billion pie? Is the pie, $100 million, a million, $100,000, or is it only people in your neighborhood you can help? So you need to be clear on that as well, because that allows you to know who your competition is, and it also allows you to know how far you can grow your business. Okay? And then the second thing is, you want to know, what are the characteristics of the people that you can help most? This is really, really important nowadays for several reasons. The first reason being, you want to be able to speak to your target clients and your prospects in their language, in language that they understand. You want to be able to communicate. You want to communicate how you're solving that problem to them in their language, so that they can understand how you're going to help them. Because basically, it's always, no matter what, you never talk about yourself. Always talk about your client. Always talk about your prospect, because they only care about what's in it for them. They don't care about you. They don't care about your story as much. What they care about is how you can help them. So that's a first reason. So you can speak to them in a language they understand, and that language is all about them. So you want to know that. The second thing is you want to know what are the characteristics. Are they 25? Are they 35? Are they 40? Are they a 30 to 35-year-old male? Are they an 18 to 24-year-old college student? Are they a 40 to 45-year-old woman who's a career woman who has two children? You want to be able to understand all of those different demographics and psychographics of your client. So you understand what their frustrations are. You understand, do they own their house? Do they rent their house? What their net income is, what their net worth is. You need to have an approximation of all of these things, and why. And the other things you want to know is what books do they read, what TV shows do they watch, what movies do they watch, what events do they attend. This allows you to paint a crystal clear picture of what your client, what we call is their avatar, what what keeps them up at night, what their goals are, and what they want out of life. So this is really getting into the nitty gritty and truly understanding your client is. Because if you don't know who your client is, then it's very difficult to speak to them. It's very difficult to relate to them, and it's very difficult for them to trust you and understand how you can help them. So really, those are the two things. Once you understand who your client is, once you understand all of their characteristics, once you understand the problem you're solving, now you can craft your marketing message and the problem that you're solving for them completely laser targeted toward them, so that when they read your headline on your Facebook ad, if they read your headline in the newspaper, if they see your infomercial, if they open a direct mail letter from you, then you resonate with them. Okay, so that's the key to really cutting through the noise. People get thousands and thousands and thousands of marketing messages a day, but people are completely blinded by it, or they're completely blind to it, and they don't pay attention to it. So you need to cut through that and really speak to them with a very concise message. And the other thing is the marketplace is jaded. Okay, so if you're offering a product or service, chances are there's someone else who's offering it. Chances are they're probably a bigger company than you. So how are you solving this problem differently than your competition? So you want to have your key differentiation factor as well in your marketing, because like I said, they're jaded. They would have seen lots of things about about other products and competition. So you want to tell them why you're different, why you're better. Okay, and those are the three keys to speaking to your market and to your audience. So Marina, should we go into now how do we get how we get the emails, how we get the opt-ins, how we start getting them on a list, how we start promoting to them? What would you like to tackle next?
Yes, I think from what I receive from our listeners, they want to know how where they start to how do they start to sell their product online.
Okay, perfect. So
they want to make money while they sleep.
Okay, perfect. So let's start with the easiest way to start doing that. So the easiest way for you to it's a progression, right? So if you're solving a problem, that means your prospect is here. This is point A. This is point B. Your product is going to take them from their frustration, which is here, to not having that frustration or pain, which is here. So now in that process or in that journey, there can be anywhere from 4 to 5 steps. Typically, for them to really, so let's say, let's use an example of marketing. So they need to, say for me, for my target prospect or client, they want to fill a seminar, they want to have an event. So we want to take them on this journey from not having any customers to within 60 days to having a room full of their target prospects, right? So now you look at it and you want to slice and dice all the different steps that are going to happen from A to get them from A to B, right? So, so it's the same thing that I just spoke about with you guys. So the first part for me is that the prospect needs to know their target market, their avatar. So maybe you have a worksheet, depending on your product or service. So maybe you have a worksheet, or maybe I have a checklist of the top of 21 different ways to fill a live event, right? Because that's going to be the first thing on that person's mind is going to be the biggest problem that's associated with 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 your product or service, right? So for me, even though the initial thing is not the initial part of the journey is not 20 or 30 or 40 ways to fill a live event, right? The initial thing is going to be exactly what I walked you guys through, is understanding who your target client is so that you can speak to them. But everyone's always a little bit ahead of themselves with their problems. So we want to go and think about the biggest thing that's going to attract them the most, right? So for me, for my target market, it would be 21 different ways to fill a room, or 21 different ways to promote a live event, because it sounds sexy. It sounds like, okay, I may have known, the prospect may be like, I knew three or four different ways. I really didn't know that there's 21 different ways. So that's cool. I'd like to know that. So you can present this in the form of an ebook, but we actually don't even want to go to ebooks anymore. We want to keep it shorter, because the way the ADD of society, and the way that we're just looking for one entertainment piece to the next. You know, if even for me, if I see a video on Facebook, if it's longer than 7 minutes, I really don't want to watch it. I just want to see something that's maybe 1 or 2 minutes, depending whether I'm in learning mode, whether I'm in, pass the time mode, or whether I'm in decompress mode. So people just want little tidbits and bite-sized chunks right now, so they can digest what you're trying to tell them and move on to the next thing. So what we want to do is maybe have a cheat sheet or a 2-page checklist, or something along those lines, something bite-sized, that offer that to your target client. So in that first step that we talked about in the beginning of the call was to understand who they are. So now I would create, using Facebook advertising, we would create different targeting based on some of the things we talked about. So I would want to target a high net worth individual who's an entrepreneur, who might be interested in people like Brendan Bouchard, or might be interested in Frank Kern, or these kind of people, and put this messaging in front of them. Let's say if we want to use a more generic example, like what are some of the businesses, Marina, that some of the listeners are in? And maybe I can deal with a specific example.
Yes,
So
for example, myself.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I organize buying tours for high-end investors from
Right.
Asia.
Okay, perfect. So what we would do is we would show, and we've talked about this a little bit in the past. So we could show them, we could have the top 10, the 10 most expensive cities. What's the high class area in London? The most expensive area of real estate in London, of homes and luxuries.
We have Mayfair. We have couple of places that
So what's the one you specialize in? Is it
high-end.
Mayfair?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so we can say the top 10. We can come up with a report that says something along the lines of 10 most expensive houses sold in January in Mayfair, or in 2015 in Mayfair. Then we have beautiful pictures of the houses. We show that it sold for 20 million pounds. It had a crazy basement that was like 6 levels in the ground, or some crazy stuff like that.
You know what?
Yeah.
I follow your advice and works.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm asking because I done it and worked, and I had this amazing turnaround. So
Yeah.
yeah, very grateful.
Yeah. So you do that, and then you offer them that opt-in. They download it. Okay. So you target these wealthy people in Asia, in Hong Kong, I guess, in different parts of China, and you offer it to them. They download it, and then you can either call them. On the thank you page, you can set up, hey, if you would like me to, if you're headed to town, if you're coming to London, let's book a time, and you can do you can set an appointment with them, or if they're already in London. There's even ways that you can target in Facebook expatriates from that are living in China, that are Chinese but living in London, that have been there for only a certain amount of time. Or you can target all expatriates. So that would be great for you. And yeah, you can do that, and then you can either set up a time, and then you can have and you just create an email sequence, 52 weeks long, right? And you send them a luxury house that was sold, and you talk about the highlights of it, the why, all the beautiful things about it, and you send it to them every week, so that and then at the bottom you have a call to action, thinking about, where you say something like, thinking about coming to London and buying a house. I'm Marina. I'm your expert for high-end luxury homes. Blah blah blah. Click here to book an appointment. And that goes on autopilot. So once you get that relationship, as long as you're delivering value in every single email, which you will be, because you're giving them something that they want, is because everyone's fascinated by these high-end luxury homes. They have TV programs on them. They show all the cool things that they do, this and that. So everyone's fascinated, not only wealthy individuals, but normal individuals as well. So it's something that they would definitely love to look at. And you always be on top of mind for them. So that's how you would be selling in your sleep, because once you got the email address, then you're just selling to them all the time. You're always, you know what I mean? So yes. That's one thing you can do.
Wonderful. I know we are running out of time right now. And I'm very excited about what's next. I know you offer to teach us each week, each Wednesday. And in the meantime, perhaps our listeners could connect with you. If you could give them the details, that would be absolutely fantastic.
Definitely. If the listeners can go to strategicmarketers.com, that is my consulting and agency website, and they can see a couple of case studies on health and wellness, how I'm working with one client who's in the women's health and fitness space. We're getting them leads for less than $1 each right now, and it's a super competitive space. And I have another case study with the case study I talked about in the beginning of this call, where we took a startup from $30,000 to $50,000 in sales to 9.5 in less than 12 months. So I go through all those case studies. So check them out. You'll learn a lot about the targeting, a lot about the Facebook stuff I've talked about. And if you want to set up a free consultation, then you can fill out the form on the site, and I will set up, my assistant will reach out to you, and we'll set up a time to speak.
Wow. So basically, on top of everything, you are offering our listeners a digital work strategy, which is going to be bespoke to their particular business, the business they're in, and they want to start making money while they sleep. So our next week episode, I think, is make money while you sleep. So it will be more next week, next Wednesday. I'm very, very grateful for your time, Ashar. I know your son or your daughter, I'm not quite sure, went to kindergarten today, first day, so they'll have a social life. So there you go, you free yourself. And I appreciate you coming so early. It's before 8 o'clock in Los Angeles now. Again, the website they should go to?
strategicmarketers.com.
Brilliant. And if I will have when I will have people asking me more questions, I will direct them to you.
Perfect.
It's very exciting. Let's bring more money, more clients, more freedom to our listeners. Thank you so much for from both of us. Is stay digital. Till next time.
Awesome. Thank you,
Thank you so
everyone.
much, Asha.
Bye.
Bye bye.